What's up? I'm Alexander23, and I'm here with my good friend, the very talented Fletcher, and she's going to help me break down my song, Come Here and Leave Me Alone. And I'm very excited to do this because I love her music very much. So it is an honor to have her here asking me questions about my music. What up? How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. I'm better now that I'm seeing you and hearing your voice. So I'm excited to break this down.
I'm excited too. I really like this song hits me in like such a place because I feel like it has a bunch of contrasts in it, right? It's like, come here, but I need you to leave me alone. Like, so is this about somebody that you've had like conflicting feelings for, or like how exactly, what exactly like is this about for you?
For me, like more than even like someone specific, it's just about I feel like my internal battle of wanting someone like romantically at all times, but also like desperately needing my own space and autonomy over my time. Um, and just like, continuously for years now being super like conflicted about that and how I feel about it.
Yeah, I I I relate to that so hard. I think it's just I think as like artists too, I feel like we crave like I don't know, there's something about us that's a bit like self-sabotaging too, and it's like I feel like we feel like we deserve to like struggle in some ways
Hmm.
um when it comes to like relationships and being with people. And I feel like at least for me, there's something that I'm like I feel like I'm always searching for some kind of like inspiration, and I wonder if I have a tendency to sometimes like be in my own way when it comes to like being with people.
Yeah.
um
Oh, totally. I feel like that's a natural, like, subconscious way to be when you like professionally commoditize your feelings and love and sadness and romance. So I think it's
yeah,
almost like inescapable in a certain sense.
it makes it like a weird thing to because it's like we want to put it on display, right? Because it like helps us process it and helps us feel these things, but at the same time it's also like I know that we're monetizing this and commercializing like our own personal feelings. So it's like, so that's always been like, I know you and I have talked about that before, that
Yeah,
being just like a really weird thing for us to
totally.
um, sort of balance. But okay, I have another question. Um, so sometimes it's hard to tell if I need love from you or from myself is my favorite lyric, I think, from the song.
Thank you.
Um, what's your favorite lyric from this?
Ooh, well, honestly, it's probably that one too, because that one I feel like kind of is like the thesis of the song of just like not really knowing what I need and sometimes mistakenly looking for it in other people rather than like reflecting and understanding that I need it from myself. So yeah, probably
Mhm.
that one too. I'm really happy you said that one because, like I said, it kind of like sums up my general feelings about this song in kind of one line.
That was the one that kind of just like stabbed me in the heart a little bit. I was like,
Yeah, because we've all kind of been
because
there, like looking for that thing in someone else, and then you start to blame them, and then sometimes even years later realize like, oh wait, that was on me. Like that was not really fair to look for that specific part of myself in them when really I had to go find it within.
totally. Tell me a little bit about the process of like how did the idea for this one come about? Is this one that you've been like sitting on for a little bit, or did it just like hit you out of nowhere? Like how did this
Yeah.
one kind of happen?
So originally, when I came up with I came up with the title first, just come here and leave me alone. And originally, um, I was thinking about naming the EP "Come Here and Leave Me Alone," and then I just kind of fell so in love with like the concept and wanted to explore it that I was like, I think maybe this is actually just a full song and a full thought rather than the EP title. And then, once I got going and the idea became, more and more realized, I became more and more happy that I chose to do that.
I like that. So this one's really special then because it's like obviously a concept and like a thought and a title that's clearly resonated with you. I mean, so much so that you almost named like the body of work this.
Yeah, definitely. And the EP ended up being called "Oh No, Not Again," which I feel like is actually like super. It's kind of like a lateral thought. It's super similar for me of just like kind of battling with myself over like what I want and like not even knowing what I want most of the time, and then like falling into these kind of like traps and cycles of like emotions because I can't really clearly think or plan out like how I'm gonna feel.
Yeah. Do you feel like though, like, because I feel like I struggle that with that a bit too, of just not exactly knowing what I want. And but when it comes to like, I don't know, say like the production of this song, like did you go through like a bunch of different versions of it before you landed on this? Or like when you have an idea and when you hear something, do you just hear it and you like know what it needs to be?
So not all the time. Sometimes it takes me like many passes to get it right. For this one, it was pretty clear to me pretty early on that this was going to be like the vibe and the direction of it. I feel like a lot of my songs, and I love doing this, but are like, they're super emotional and kind of lyrical, and the production kind of stays out of the way and is a bit slower, and they're usually a little bit more down tempo. And this one, I kind of wanted to push myself and challenge myself to do like a more up tempo song that still is hyper emotional. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel like I kind of, got it there, and it's definitely a bit more produced than most of the other songs on the EP, which I'm happy about because I kind of wanted to show that other side of my production taste as well.
Yeah, I really like this production a lot. There's like some super sick like synthy thing happening in the background of like the second pre-chorus where I'm like,
Yeah,
I fuck with this. I
thank
really
you.
like
I
it.
appreciate that.
Um,
Your six Cynthia thing is like the nicest phrase you can say to me. That's like my whole heart.
I'm tugging on your synthy heartstrings right now.
Yes, exactly. Well played. Exactly.
um, so okay, so then what was your favorite part about like the recording process of this one? Like is it the fact that it is a bit different from your stuff, other stuff production wise, or like what stands out about this one over the others for you?
Um, I think, yeah, I really like that it is more produced and like more kind of like stereotypical pop production. I think with some interesting like harmonic elements. It, it's even though there is a guitar that definitely drives the production a bit, I think it's a lot less guitar based than the other songs on the EP, which was fun for me to kind of put some super sick synthy things in there and kind of see how it felt. And like, I think a lot of my music like feels kind of like it's like right up here. And I like that this one I feel like is a little bit wider and has more space to it and a bit more dimension. So I just think it like kind of was, this EP without this type of a record, I think didn't show the full spectrum of what I want to, do as a producer. So I'm happy that I kind of was able to slot this one in and kind of complete the circle.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I have another question.
Okay.
If you could paint like the perfect scene for someone to be listening to either the song or the body of work as a whole, what are they like, where are they, what are they drinking, what are they like, what is the vibe that you want your music to have, like what is it what's the vibe that it caters to?
Um, I think definitely driving at night, like 100%. Like when I'm making my music, like it's usually at night in my studio, and like it always feels like driving at night type of music. Like maybe like leaving your partner's house after a fight, like maybe like
It's like something
driving, yeah,
dramatic.
driving back home. Yeah, you're just like, I want you to feel like you're in the music video. Like I really do. And I think I got there on most of the record. I feel confident that that's the picture it's going to paint for other people.
I like that a lot. That's a really good. Is that how you test your songs? Like, do you go play them in the car?
Yeah, I play them in the car and I take them on walks. That's kind of like my two. And if I like,
Okay.
there's like different like, if I don't have like the itch to like reach my phone and like do something else or something, if I can just like really get through it. And like honestly, the biggest test for me, I don't know if you feel like this too, like I need to, like, I make a lot of my music alone, but I need to like play it for people, not for their reaction, but
Yeah.
to like because if there's like a part that I'm not sure about, that's when I'll feel it. I'll be like, oh, I want to like turn it down for this part. And if that's how I feel, I'm like, okay, back to the drawing board.
Yep. Oh, I literally do the same thing. I play it for other people not to get their reactions from it. But the things that I get like squeamish or like uncomfortable or like
Exactly. You could
you
feel it in
get
your
like a thing comes up where you're just like, oh, you're like, oh, this pre should be cut in half. This feels really long right now.
yeah,
It's like it gives you answers about shit. I completely agree.
definitely. Yeah, no, that's like honestly one of the most useful tools, I think, as far as like finishing songs goes.
Okay, one more question. This is a serious question. Did you really cry in the Target parking lot?
Did I really cry in the Target parking lot? I think you're gonna have to watch the music video to find out. How about that?
Okay. Okay. Touche. Touche.
Oh my God. We're, this is probably gonna come out after the music video is out, and I hope that it's actually in there, but that's the plan. So we'll see.
It's in there. Should you give a different answer in case it's not in there?
No, if it's not in
Since you
there
know,
and you're watching this video, just call me out on Twitter or something. Cause
yeah, just be like, you're a shady fuck.
yeah, please, exactly. That
Please.
feels right.
And
Um,
then we'll ask you to release that clip.
yeah, no, it'll exist whether or not it's out or not. It'll certainly exist.
Okay.
But yo, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you.
Of course.
And it was really nice to talk to you about the song. Thanks for listening and thanks for the questions.
Of course. You're welcome.